Hey guys, it's Erica Galinas with Century 21 Affiliated, the Mike McCaddy team out of the Schererville office. I have our Schererville market update we're mid-February now, but I've been kind of working through my market updates. So I have 2019 numbers compared to 2018, so you can get an idea of how the market's going. Hint, it's going pretty well. And then what we've sold so far this year. So just to give you an idea of where we are just so far this year. So 2020, 6 weeks or whatever it's been. We have sold 32 units of real estate, which is actually pretty darn good for the slow season. January, luckily our weather's been good. That certainly helps, but really 32 units sold for those 6 weeks, 5 a week. That's actually pretty good for the slow season. That was a total of $7.2 million worth of real estate since the first of the year. Average is about $226,000. Which is a little bit lower than what we've seen in 2019, but I'll go through those numbers. I think there's a reason for it. So 2019 numbers, we sold 374 pieces of real estate in that year. So again, from a condo to brand new construction, from a foreclosure to mansion, all the way across the board. It was a total of about $97 million worth of real estate for an average sales price of $260,823. 2018, just for comparison's sake, in Schererville, 369 units of real estate, $89.5 million. So if you do that math, the average is $242,796. So that's about $18,000 average growth from 2018 to 2019, which is actually a good, solid number. I talked before how we don't want these, big jumps in prices. $18,000 is a nice raise in that average sales price. It's not too much to be too crazy and indicate some kind of issue. It does absolutely reflect what's been going on in our Northwest Indiana market, plus a little bit. So Schererville, has a pretty big footprint and a lot of different kinds of real estate. So that $18,000 going up is actually really good news. So average days on market, so I've talked about this before. This is when you first list your house to when you have a buyer for your house. We have stayed very consistent. 2018, it was 36 days average days on market. We're at 34 average days on market in 2019. So again, that increase in sales price has followed a pretty steady time frame too, which is another good sign. When you have all these different variables, the days on market stayed about the same, but they're selling for a little bit more on average. So that's actually a really good sign. It's not taking longer to get higher prices or something like that. We're staying steady with that uptick, which is really good news. One of the interesting things that I saw in this Schererville market, so I do a lot of these market updates in our Lake County area. New construction is obviously the big news in a lot of places. Schererville doesn't really have much in the way of new construction. We have 62 active listings in Schererville today. Only 5 of them are new construction. Compared to St. John, where 50% of it's new construction, or Cedar Lake, Lowell, where a good third plus of those active listings are new construction. Schererville only had 5. So we don't have the same kind of market as those towns do. We're still seeing a lot of the gains that they are, but a lot of it is just that we're running out of land, or the areas of Schererville are kind of marshy, kind of swampy, and aren't really suitable for building, which is fine. That happens all over the place, but we are somewhat limited with our new construction. What I found most interesting, like I said, I usually talk about new construction. What we need to talk about in Schererville, which is actually really good news, we have tons of condos, townhouses, and duplex for sale in Schererville at, I want to say reasonable prices. That's kind of a judgment call. But a lot of the new construction that people are looking for in townhomes and duplexes, lots of ranch, people are sick of stairs, they want to downsize, like that kind of market, they're building those. They're building some in Dyer. There's some in St. John. I know they're putting more in. I think there's some in Cedar Lake, some in Crown Point. Those are going for $300,000+, and they're beautiful properties. About 2,000 square feet, couple of bedrooms, nice master, all brick. They're very nice properties, but a lot of people who want to buy those condos, townhouses, and duplexes are either downsizing, which means they want, I'll say more reasonable house payment every month, or they're young people just starting out who don't want 17 bedrooms and a giant lawn to take care of. So they are also interested in these condo and townhouse properties. Schererville is pretty much the only place in the area that has those properties at those reasonable prices. So if we look at the 2019 374 units. 62 of those units were condo units, which, I mean, that doesn't seem like very many compared to 374, but that's actually a lot in terms of our broader market. I don't know that I could come up with another area similar to Schererville that has that much condo activity. Maybe Valpo, probably, but there's a lot of houses in Valpo of all kinds. In 2020 so far, like I said, 32 have sold since the first of the year. 10 of those were condo units, so a full one-third of our housing that's being sold in Schererville are condo, townhouse, duplex units. This is not, sometimes people think, well, that's not so great because they're not worth as much, blah, 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 blah. I'll tell you what, when you're one of the only people in town, that doesn't make any sense, but when you're only people in the area that has that kind of housing stock, that is going to keep your housing market nice and strong. So like I said, 62 active listings right now, 11 of them are condo, townhouse, duplex units, which again is 1/6 thereabouts. That's actually really good news for the Schererville market because it is something unique that Schererville has that other places don't, and almost any kind of uniqueness is going to be a positive for market prices. So we're going to keep an eye on those condo units selling in and around Schererville to see what that does for our market because, again, it's not necessarily a $500,000 custom-built brick ranch with 9 basements or, whatever stuff they're building otherwise, but it's stability, and those things are in demand. It doesn't necessarily, you don't necessarily have to have the most perfect thing in demand, but if you got a lot of it and it's in demand, you get, quantity versus quality, and that's actually very good news for Schererville because, like I said, it's a pretty unique thing. Yeah, not too much else, just nice steady gains in the market, consistency, across with timing, the condo thing, not a lot of new construction. There's some, Whispering Ridge is, I believe, on 77th, just west of 41, there's some new construction going in there. Apple Tree Estates or something like that is there as well. There's some on closer to the Maryville line, like where Broadmoor Country Club was. There's some new construction going on back there as well. Some of it's on the Maryville side, some of it's on the Schererville side. Obviously, the ones on the Schererville side count towards our numbers. So we'll keep an eye on it. I don't know that there's a whole lot of land left in Schererville for new construction. If there is, I bet you a builder will find it, so we may certainly hear that they found, this old cornfield or that old cornfield that they're going to start building on soon. So I'll keep you updated with that as well. If you live in Schererville, if you're thinking of moving to Schererville, give me a call, text me anytime, 219-765-2062. If it's easier, you're more comfortable, send me an email. I put up a sign this time with my email address on it. I don't know if you can read it. Perhaps I could have one professionally printed down the road, but either way, it's hsbyerica@gmail.com. That stands for Home Sales by Erica @gmail.com. Go ahead, comment on this video, send me a direct message through Facebook, YouTube, whatever works. I check those all the time. Certainly happy to help give you an idea of what your house is worth in this market, what it, looks like in the future might be worth, although that's more of a crapshoot. And certainly if you're a buyer, particularly if you're looking for some kind of condo property where you don't have to mow the lawn or take care of a bunch of stuff, give me a call, text me, email me anytime. I'm happy to help. Thanks so much, and I will talk to you guys soon.